Okay, we back with part two. My phone ran out of storage, so I had to use my guest phone. So we back again, and so we want to pick up where we left off. We was talking about the advantages of waking up and being, spiritual. And my guest was saying, what was you saying?
Oh, so I feel like the advantages of being awakened is like the fact that you have more knowledge. Like, it's like when things happen, it don't faze you. You know, when things of this earth, this matrix happens, you already know who you are, so it don't faze you. You know your purpose of being here. So you don't necessarily like are sad all the time or depressed, or you don't let stuff get to you like that, because you know who you are. So it's just like, I say the advantage of being awake is just like I don't know, like, it's just hard to put into words. I just say like that. But
So. I think also is I think everybody deep down inside, at least spiritual people, deep down inside, is trying to find their place and where they are and who they are and know who they are and where they are. And this cube, this box, this matrix that we in, won't allow us to do that. And it's almost like a bird realizing that it's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be flying.
right.
That the cage is not its natural habitat.
Exactly.
Can you imagine a bird being born and immediately put in a cage all his life? But deep down in that bird, he looks at his body. He said, well, I got these wings. I like to perch on stuff, but I'm in this cage.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm meant to even be in here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what every spiritual person, they're like birds.
Yeah. But a lot of, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
a lot of, see, your analogy with the bird, a lot of people feel that way, right? And then they see that the cage is open, but they won't fly out the cage.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because it's due to fear, they're scared of actually becoming awakened, because they think that other people are gonna feel some type of way about them, or they see how other awakened people are and how they are treated by other people, and they don't want to be treated like that, or they just scared of their journey. They don't know what's gonna happen next.
Right.
And a lot of people, the cage is open for them, but they won't fly out. There's so much truth out here in so many ways. It's so many ways to, like, get information on how to be awakened. So much out here that it's so much proof out here that you can see for yourself that being spiritual, being awakened is really what it is now. Like, that's what we should be doing.
Right.
But a lot of people, they try to stray away from it because they're scared.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna move into the stuff that's going on in this world right now. So we talked about our spiritual journey, and it's a lot of people that are waking up. It's a lot of people that are starting to love themselves and realize that, religion is not where it's at. Politics is not where it's at. Being famous and all this other stuff is not where it's at. So they find out that all of those things have been distractions from what we're really supposed to be doing.
Right.
And that's cultivating our spiritual, eternal self. And so, this stuff that's going on in the world, I was going to let my guest elaborate on that. I guess she can start what she thinks going on, and what she think it is, where she think it's going, and the solution.
Okay. Well, the biggest problem I see right now is the whole coronavirus thing. This whole agenda with the mask and all that stuff. Although it did not start with that, it's actually been going on for thousands of years. This is what's going on right now, and what I see about it is a lot of people are conforming. Nobody's saying anything. They're just following orders.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, we all have a choice here, and we all know what's right and we all know what's wrong. So, and then another thing is, we gotta stop being so gullible and stop falling for every little thing that they put out.
Right.
Because I mean, there is such thing as propaganda. I don't know why people try to play it off like there's no such thing as propaganda. But I think that the biggest thing right now is the whole COVID going on and this election. Because like we don't necessarily know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's rumors going around that it might just be martial law because of the COVID. And a lot of the whole numbers and everything that's going on with COVID right now, it does not add up at all whatsoever.
Exactly.
And a lot of people are not really grasping that when stuff don't add up, that's not, like, I don't see why you would go towards something that don't add up. Like,
right.
it just makes no sense.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
With that being said, they're using this COVID stuff to implement their agenda on the people. And,
Right.
And the thing is, what they're trying to do really is destroy our consciousness. They're trying to keep us from being an individual and just be this one mass thing, you know, which is, I say, AI. They're trying to conjoin us together, humans and AI.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so much stuff now. We got our phones on us all the time. We got Apple Watches. We got AirPods. I mean, it might as well be connected to us at this point.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're talking about martial law. They're talking about, you know, vaccines. They're talking about war. They're talking about all this stuff that may or may not happen. But I feel like during this time, it's a time to take a step back from all this stuff, from everything that's going on. I feel like it's the time to really, really separate yourself from the matrix, people that's in the matrix, people that don't what do you call it? That don't mean you no good. You know, people that influence you to do bad things. I think it's time for people to separate from things that are not serving them, from things that are not helping them become a higher consciousness. Because I feel like the earth, the frequency of this earth is changing. Mother Nature is not going to continue to let humans kill her. That's just what it is. And if you're not on the same frequency, if you're not on the same vibrations as Mother Earth, then you gotta go. Because in a sense, we are coronavirus to the earth. we are the sickness. We are the disease.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna get rid of us.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff going on right now, and they're not putting it out. I mean, it's all over the world. Floods, earthquakes. You know, people, thousands and millions of people are out of their homes right now. Don't have anywhere to stay. Don't have no food. And they're not saying any of this. They're not putting it out. They're not informing nobody about it. I mean, it's getting real serious. And that's why I say it's very important to take time out and to really, really get to know who you really are. Connect with your higher self. Connect to God, you know, and really understand that this earth, this matrix is not something to be attached to. Mm-hmm. We are only here to experience that. And I really want people to remember that. Do not attach yourself to anything in this matrix.
Right.
I think that's a solution right there. Because yeah, because I mean, the more you attach yourself to the things of this world, the unhappier you become. You will never be happy with that because you already have everything you needed. You was born with everything you needed. It came for free.
Right.
So that's what I say. All the best things are free.
Right.
And that's true.
One of the things, I know it's probably not good for me to think like this. One of the things that kind of, you know, made me look at, I'm on my spiritual journey. We're all on our spiritual journey, but when they start making laws and mandates that affect my personal survival, you know, for me and my family, because they say, oh, well, you have to take this test. I don't know what that test is.
Right.
I don't want you sticking something up in my head You know, I don't know what you're doing to my head.
And don't. You have
It's
every
a
right
foreign
to think
object,
like
huh?
that. I said you have every right to think like that, though.
Right. Going up in my head. Then you want me to inject some type of chemical that was made in a laboratory in my body.
Right. That has not even been patented at all. It takes approximately 10 years
Right.
to really come out with a proper vaccine. So, with that being said, either they already had this vaccine going, or and that right there tells you a lot. If they already had this vaccine going, or they just trying to give you this vaccine, hurry up and give it to you within 8 months.
It's like a hurry up mode that
Right.
they in.
They're in a rush for what? I don't know.
That's the thing, because you know they start mandating everything. It's gonna really disrupt some people. Like, not everybody wants to get tested. Not everybody wants to get vaccinated, and
Right.
it's like they gonna disregard your right to choose. You know what go on with your body,
Right.
and they're using this quote unquote virus or whatever
Mhm.
to do that.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I could never understand the amount of conformity that people have to this. I mean, that was always amazing. Why do you think people are conforming to this so quickly and so easy? But it's just something that's obviously agenda driven.
Because I mean, I feel like these people. Well, for one, I feel like a lot of people are mentally ill. I feel like people don't think. I feel like people they have what you would call a cloudy mind. They can't really think clearly. So they follow orders because they don't know what to think themselves. They don't even know who they are.
Right.
So it's easier to follow other people. It's easier to follow rules because rules don't require you to think. So
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like these people that conform, I mean, they have fallen victim to the stuff that they've been doing, this fluoride they've been putting in the water, all these things that they've been trying to keep, trying to do to keep us down at a low frequency. I feel like a lot of people have fallen into that, and now they really think that this matrix is a real thing, and they have to play it by the rules, and that's not the case.
Right. I like to, it's kind of like along the lines of though, but I like to, like we had talked about this earlier. It's equivalent to the Titanic. The Titanic represents the Titans. The Titans were these supposedly, I guess it was Greek mythology, supposedly been these half human, half god type, or and then and then even in the Bible they call it the Nephilim or whatever they call them. But anyway, the Titanic was this huge ship, which in my mind represent the Matrix. The ship hit an iceberg. The iceberg in my mind represent the truth,
Right.
or the real thing. And because the truth, the Matrix hit the truth, now the Matrix is crumbling, it's sinking. And so the captain or the rulers or the 1%ers of this reality said, just keep them entertained. Remember, if you remember the story of the Titanic, it said, yeah, just tell the band to keep playing. So meanwhile, the ship is sinking. Everybody in there dancing, eating, and drinking, having a good time. And then after a while, they say, the ship is leaning a little bit. Oh, don't worry about that. Just keep playing the music. And so what I'm getting at, without going too deep into it, is they're keeping us entertained and distracted while the ship is sinking.
Yep. That's the biggest thing. I think the entertainment industry, they know what they're doing. A lot of these celebrities, all of these celebrities are sellouts. If people, one thing about it is, if people always love you, if people always got something good to say about you, that should be questionable right there. You know, these celebrities, they have millions and millions of followers, and they're not saying anything about what's going on. They're not saying anything about these floods in China. They're not saying anything about what's going on around the world or any of that. If anything, they're helping their agenda.
Right.
And so, with that being said, it's a dangerous game that people are playing, and they don't even know they're a part of the game.
Yeah.
Really. But everybody's so distracted. Everybody want to be entertained. Nobody really want to take the time out to do the work, the inner work. And a lot of
Right.
people need to do shadow work. That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest thing that's holding so many people back is shadow work. Nobody wants to sit there and really take the time and sit back and think about the things that hurt them and think about the things that they regret. Nobody's like everybody want to sit here and act like everything is okay when it's not.
Right.
It's not okay. The ship is sinking. Seriously.
Right.
And-
Yeah.
And like people are saying, the matrix is crumbling, and it's up to you if you're gonna get out or not.
Right. And by the time everybody realized,
It's gonna be too late.
it was too late. They didn't have, and if you remember the story, they didn't have enough lifeboats for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the lifeboat represent those people that woke up in time
Yep.
and jumped off the lifeboat, that jumped out of the matrix,
Mm-hmm.
and those ones that are still entertained dancing, that didn't wake up in time,
Mm-hmm.
is gonna go down with the ship.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. I mean, they put it in so many books. They put it in so many. I mean, Revelations is talking about it. I mean,
Yes, they
it's
telling you.
Yeah, they're telling you. The Simpsons, all these places, and a lot of people think that the Simpsons and these books and stuff are predicting what's going on or psychic. No, it's not psychic. It's predictive programming. They're putting it
Okay.
in your face.
Right,
They're telling you like, hey, we're finna do this, and we're gonna make it seem like we just predicted it, but really we already
You
had
already
this thing
had
a
it
long,
planned.
yeah, a long time ago.
Wow.
So, I mean, all of this stuff is just it's to mess with you, okay?
Yeah.
Because they think you're stupid. They really think you're stupid, and I mean, a lot of people are, because a lot of people fall for it.
Yeah.
It's so much stuff that I can see through. I mean, religion, politics, all this stuff I can see straight through it.
Right.
And
A lot of people started to see it.
yeah, and I'm so glad that a lot of people are waking up and seeing that what this world is, it shouldn't even be like this. This is a matrix. Nobody should really be depressed. Nobody should really have anxiety. Nobody should anxiety and depression comes from the want or the feeling of lack or needing something,
Yeah.
and or the feeling of void. And nobody should really have a void. Like, if the world was how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
everybody would be fed. Everybody would have a place to stay. Everybody would, always have somebody to talk to. Somebody to, be there with them and stuff like that.
Basically in harmony.
Yeah, in harmony, in peace. Everything would be peaceful. If the world was on the right frequency it should have been on, the world would be peaceful.
What about this thought? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
What about this thought that everything was all right all the time, that we would just get bored with everything, that we need something to challenge us?
Well, I mean that's where the like you was telling me about balance.
Right.
Balance comes we all it's not gonna be peaceful and great all the time. That's why we even came to Earth in the first place.
Right.
But to experience what it feels like to struggle and have bad feelings and stuff like that. I'm not saying we shouldn't have those at all, but how it is now it's so
It's just-
amplified.
Right.
And that's the majority of people now.
Right. We shouldn't have to be going through this much.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's all right. Sometimes to be challenged is good,
Mm-hmm.
to go through some things because we can learn and whatever. But to this level, that it's almost at a persecution type level.
Right, and it's not a balance. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not balanced. See, it's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to feel that way, but you also have to have a balance. Meaning, do you feel happy? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel at peace sometimes? If you feel depressed more than you are
feel
happy,
That's out of balance.
That's out of balance.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
people don't they've gotten so used to being depressed, or so used to having so much anxiety, or so used to feeling like they need something else, or even just settling. People got so used to settling, they even forgot how it feels to be happy and content.
Yeah. Those are things that you can think about in your imagination, what it would be like
Right.
if I was just, connected to source, connected to God.
Mhm.
God was speaking to me and I was just, on this spiritual high, all the time, without something constantly trying to bring me down.
Right.
But that is so true. That is so true. And what do you think about this? What they call the AI? Really, I think the end result is they trying to connect us to some type of AI brain or some kind of AI consciousness. And I got my theory on that, but I was gonna hear yours first.
Well, okay, so AI, I feel like we have well, I did a little research on it, and what we have now is called weak AI. And weak AI is basically your phone. Everything that you see right now that's a technology, that's weak AI. Strong AI is when the AI all has one consciousness, meaning that your phone is connected to somebody else's phone and they both have the same plan, basically. And the same thing with, just say if you order food from McDonald's, they all have the same kind of like consciousness, you know? So everything is connected with the AI, meaning like, just say if you use a little thing to order at McDonald's or something like that, they still have that information that your phone has, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it all connects. That's strong AI. And what I feel like AI is going towards is, like you said, they're trying to implement humans into it. So they're trying to put it into humans, and then once they do that, then everything will be connected. Everything will be AI.
Wow. I just want to, let me say something. Let me say this real quick. I just got to show somebody this. Y'all see that right there? Don't that look like a DNA strand?
Yeah, it sure do.
You see, the spirit just showed that to me. They are trying to change the structure of our DNA. Look at these. Look how these roots are going up. That looks like a DNA strand. Look at that.
You do.
And so, I think the spirit let my eye catch that in order to realize that they're trying to change our DNA.
Right.
But I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I just wanted to say that.
That goes along with what I was just saying, though. Because once they do that, it will change our DNA. And then we will become something like numb. Like we won't even really...
Like autonomous, mindless, soulless beings that are not even definitely, they have lost their connection to God, basically.
In all ways.
And who is God to you as far as, we say God this and God that. I mean, some people, they got different names. I think it's really can't put a name on it. But most people refer as God. Some people say source, some say the universe, some say the all. Depending on where you are, you can go down this, where you are, or, on your spiritual journey. If you're in a religious sect, you're going to say God. If you're on a spiritual or a esoteric, you're going to say the universe.
Right.
Or if you're on another way, you can say source. That's what my take on it. So who is that to you?
I say God is something that's like, I feel like all of us are God. Like, just say as a collective, as human beings, as like the people who are actually human, the collective of us is God. Meaning like...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So remember the analogy I gave, like, what if God was actually one person or one being, and we are the cells or the atoms that make up God?
Oh, yeah.
And that's why they be saying that we all are a part of God, because your atoms are a part of you.
Yeah.
And then like when you shed your dead skin cells, that's when people die.
Right.
But your skin cells grow back. That will represent reincarnation.
Right.
So I mean.
So I guess the evil forces or whatever you want to call them are kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too deep into this. Maybe I'm getting too theoretical or whatever. But the evil force are kind of like the dead skin cells on God's body.
Yeah.
And they need to shed.
Yeah, exactly.
And for the God to get back healthy again. Get back to what just like we shed our dead skin cells on a daily basis.
Or you could say that, just say a disease. Or
a virus.
A virus, yeah, exactly. A virus. And you know how your white blood cells fight off the virus. And I feel like that's what the
light beings are.
Yeah, the light beings are. And what, you know, like the inorganic ones, the people that don't really belong here, like you said, they have to shed, or they are the ones that cause the disease, because any disease is something that don't belong in the body.
Right.
So
It's called dis-ease.
yes. So I feel like God is really the collectiveness of all human beings. And
Right.
because we are the create, like we create with God. Well, God is not something that's outside of us. Like a lot of people try to put God outside of us. Even when they say the universe is, we are part of the universe. We literally are made of stardust. Literally.
Right. Wow.
We can sit here and stare at the sun and not get burnt. As far as black people, we are melanated people. We are the sun people. We came from the sun.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, that is so deep.
Yeah.
And I had my own theoretical, I guess, hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about AI.
Mhm.
You remember that nursery rhyme or the old story called Pinocchio,
Mhm.
where man created this puppet-like thing,
Mhm.
and after a while, the puppet started wanting to be a real boy.
Yep.
And he kept, you know, he could only go
So far.
because like I said, he was programmed to like not tell a lie, because every time he tell a lie, his nose would grow.
Mhm.
But his whole agenda was to become a real boy.
Mhm.
And so I think about the AI is constantly taking the soul energy out of this world
Mhm.
because it wants to become like a god itself.
Yes. That's
It
why,
wants to be AI.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people are saying that AI is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what it's doing. It's taking so much away from the aspect of a human being.
Right.
We're not even social no more. We don't know how to really be. We don't even know how to connect with each other, let alone ourselves. You know, because of AI.
Right.
Everything is handed to us now. We don't know how to work for what we really want.
Yeah.
So
Everything is like, and sometimes some of this technology, you don't even know. And then you know, there's the aspect of the aliens.
mhm.
You know, what are they?
We are the aliens. I feel like, but I mean, it's not really something that I feel. It is literally proven that we have alien DNA as melanated beings, black people. If you are black, you are the only race that has any kind of extraterrestrial DNA. Period. Like
Wow.
you literally, white people have what you would call monkey or animal DNA, and black people don't.
That probably don't go over well with a lot of people.
Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
mean, it's not really to insult anybody.
Right.
It's fact. I mean, you can look up the numbers yourself. Like it's fact.
Okay.
And like I said, it's not meant to like make anybody feel bad about themselves. It's just what it is. And you have to. That's why I say you have to go with what resonates with you. Because what I'm talking about may not resonate with somebody that's not in my race. And it's not really to separate or like make it seem like one is better than the other. But we have to understand that we came from different places. We are not necessarily the same. We don't even have the same kind of hair. We don't have the same kind of the same type of genetics at all. So
we seem like totally two different
beings.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not to make anybody feel bad, but that's just what it is. And so they have their practices and we have ours, but you cannot implement both in the same teachings.
Right.
You can't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get ready to end this video. So I just wanted to introduce y'all to a very spiritual, very awakened young lady that is, I believe, is an oracle. That she's on. You've only scratched the surface with her, as far as you know. I'm trying to get her to go ahead and start that YouTube channel, Spiritual Lexx. Y'all subscribe as soon as y'all see it. Now I'm gonna advertise. Y'all subscribe, jump on now. You don't want to be left out. But I'm probably gonna make a video maybe later on this week, or maybe later on, just about the mask of the beast. No man may buy nor sell unless he had a mask.
Right.
You know.
And it's getting to that point, y'all. I mean, But it really is looking like it's getting to that point. I mean, they saying that Joe Biden won president election.
Right.
Oh
and, Lord.
And he already talking about how he's gonna quote unquote get control of the coronavirus. But my thing is, how can you? It's just like a natural disaster. How can you really get control of a natural disaster? You have to let it pass by. You can't really control it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's right there, he kind of like.
Yeah.
You know.
So like with that being said, he's talking about he's gonna get control over it, and he's gonna start implementing like vaccines and testing. Like, is it gonna be a mandatory or do we have a choice?
I think we should have a choice, but you know how they operate.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying. The mask of the beast, no man that buy nor sell, does he have a mask. It will be on your right hand or your forehead, the forward part of your head.
Yep.
You have a back of your head and you have a some people think it's talking about that little space between their eyes and the top of their head.
Mm-mm.
But the forward part, your forehead, your forward part of your head is blatantly telling you it's the mask.
Right, exactly.
And what's those 6 chromosomes, the 666?
666 is six protons, six neutrons, and 6 electrons is what makes up the black and the melanin of a black person.
Right. It says in the Bible it's the number of a man.
But they deemed us as the devil.
Right.
Let that sink in. They deemed black people as the devil. They said 666 was the mark of the beast or the evil number.
Right.
But 666 is what makes up a black person. So how can that be evil?
Yeah. And then all it says in there, from what I remember, all it says is just a man.
Yeah.
It's just telling you what man is.
Exactly.
It's not telling you good or evil. It's just telling you it's just a man.
So people have deemed it as evil. You know, a lot of the stuff that they try to say is evil is actually what we have been practicing for centuries, for many of years. Right. And they try to deem it as evil to keep us from connecting with who we really are, our ancestors.
Right. Wow.
I mean, honestly, all black people have to do is do some research on ancient Kemet and ancient Egypt, and you will see the way that we were living and that we were royalty. We were not the minorities. We were not slaves. We were not living in no huts. We were living in pyramids, royalty. We had jewelry, real jewelry of gold. Everything was gold.
Yeah.
So, y'all, I mean, everybody just need to do some research on ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. See where we really came from and who we really came from, who we really are.
Right. Wow. Whew. Will you come back on as my guest later on in the future?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we are back at Night Train. We have just finished our journey on Night Train. This is part 2. And I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's trip. Choo choo! We back at the station. But we'll be making another journey real soon. Y'all say hi to Night Train. Yes, that's the spiritual Night Train. So I want to thank Spiritual Lexx for being my guest today. She has spoke some real enlightened information. Y'all take this and run with it. Don't just forget it. Don't just click away and forget it, but actually run with it and build on it. That's what you got to do. You got to build on the knowledge that you have. Seek knowledge. Be a person, like we was talking about earlier, meditate. You know, it's not that hard once you be consistent.
Yes, you got to get in the rhythm of it. And take care of yourself. That's the biggest thing. You got to take care of your well-being, your health. Don't sit there and just let time pass by and feel as if you are inadequate or that you're not important. No, you have to take care of yourself. You're here for a reason.
Right. Y'all see how the sun shone through the clouds right when we started talking? Look at that. I see that as some type of confirmation. Right when we stopped. It's been cloudy the whole time we were walking. As soon as we stopped, the sun shined through. But, you know, you can look at that any way how you want to, but I'm just thankful that that I know this person. This person is related to me, but anyway. Yes, we're trying to get Spiritual Lexx on there to speak some more information to us. And so, anything else you want to say before we leave?
I will be seeing you guys very soon. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, y'all probably see my YouTube up very soon. And I just hope you guys take care of yourself, really, and be careful of who you're around. Protect your energy at all times, for real. Always, and pay attention to how you feel too.
Right.
Because that's a really, really big indicator that either something's going good with you or something's wrong. So, yeah, pay attention to how you feel. And that's
Exactly.
really all I got to say.
Okay, well, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to go upload this video. And y'all be sure to check out the other videos that are coming down the line. We're going to start just like we're not no quitters. And we're not no victims. We are the victors.
Yeah.
And so what a victorious person do? A victorious person don't quit. Whatever coming down the pipe, whatever coming down the pipe, just coming down the pipe, it's going to hit a brick wall. And so I'm going to say I'm not the type of person that just go easy.
Right.
So, but anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, we thank y'all for coming to the video. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care of yourself. God bless. Stay positive. Stay awake. And keep pushing. All right. See y'all later. See y'all next time.